kanandafa toda mugoziva tapinda muguva zvimwe zvamaiudzwa aiwa manyepo apa ndivo kuti vatumira mamhepo vavengi ndati kana ndafa tapinda muguva toda mugoziva zvimwe zvamaiudzwa aiwa manyepo asi ndivo kuti vainitumira mamhepo onzira iva zambuko rieradziva hana saura pana chanoziva kana.
All right. Welcome back to Meet the Press with Lovejoy. My name is Lovejoy. We are coming to you live from our offices, from our studios. But it's such a sad morning, such a sad day for us. It's such a sad day for the music industry, the entertainment industry in Zimbabwe, because last night we lost one of the biggest Zimdancehall artists to ever come out of Zimbabwe. That is Soulja Love, Soul Musaka. He was born in 1989 and he died last night at the age of 31. We know, we've understood from past interviews from his life, we have understood that he was battling diabetes, and at some point there were talks about him getting amputated, etc., etc. But Soulja Love did not just live a troubled life, as some would say. Soulja Love was an inspiration to a lot of people, to thousands and thousands of youth out there. He inspired generations to come and conquer the Zimdancehall fraternity. So what we want to do, we are going to be doing a series of these interviews with people that worked with him, the people that knew him at a personal level. Because there are a lot of misconceptions about Soulja Love. You know, some they've got their own visions. And the song that we played for you before we started the program talks about him saying that Kanandafa, so that's what we want to drive home. We want to know the truth about him. Unfortunately, these things we have to do them after, and it's very unfortunate. It's very sad. Some of these things they need to be done whilst he's still alive. But unfortunately, it is what it is. So we have invited Elder Mtando Zoduwe. He's a respected writer. He's a senior editor, if I'm not mistaken, but I'll just let you introduce yourself. I think he's a senior editor, Zetian, no, Zim Papers. All right, and then we've got Phineas, Elder Phineas. He also with Soulja Love. I think he's also the pioneer of the Zimdancehall. So we want to know more about them. We want to find out how they related with Soulja Love, how they worked with him. We want them to share some things that we don't know about him. So, gentlemen, welcome to the program. Nematambudziko, as we would say, our condolences to you, the entertainment guys, and the nation at large.
No,
are you with me?
Yeah, I am. Thank you. First things first. Of course, I just want to say condolences to Soulja Love's family, to his friends, and his fans. Yes, he was Zimbabwe's favorite bad boy, but bad boys are kind too, and the people that they are kind to. And he was a much loved musician, a much loved human being, controversial but loved by many. And maybe just to introduce myself, you were not wrong. Not that off the mark. I am former Zim Papers. I was the news editor of Sunday Mail. Formerly the Leisure Entertainment editor, society editor. But I founded my own organization now in Daba, where where I'm the editor. Yes, so, I worked with Soulja Love for, I don't know, I've known him since 2011. when he was still freestyling at a place that was where Rocky had his studio in Waterfalls. That's when I first met the guy. And the last time I saw him was at the HICC on the Zim Oneness concert. I watched him perform for the last time there. So this is a guy that I knew for almost 20 years, 10 years. I mean.
Yes. All right, so we'll come back to you, Elder Mta, and just find out the gender that you worked with, the guy with Soja Love, who he was, what kind of a person he was. You know, that, like I said earlier on, there are a lot of things that we don't know about him. There are a lot of things that were said about him that maybe you guys who worked with him closely will shed light on. Elder Phineas, welcome to the program. You also worked with Soja Love, Zimdancehall Awards. Kindly introduce yourself so that we know a little bit about you and how you came to know about the man that was Soja Love.
Okay. Good morning, Zimbabwe. I think my condolences to the Soja Love family and to the whole Zimdancehall fraternity. I should say, Soja Love was loved. I mean, I woke up today. Of course, yes, I got to hear about his news. Yesterday late at night, but waking up in the morning when I was scrolling through my Facebook, every other page, it was about Soja Love. You know, that's just the impact that he had. Coming back to my relationship with Soja Love, of course, being the founder of the Zimdancehall Awards, the reason why I founded those awards was that I felt like we owe those youth a platform where they can be recognized as stars that they were. I mean, Soja Love was not a musician; he was an artist. You know, Soja Love embodied art in himself. I mean, he's not. There are other musicians that you look at and say,
Okay, I think we are losing him
"No,
there.
it's a musician." Sorry,
Okay, I think,
can you pick me now?
yes, we can hear you. So definitely, yes, we can hear you. All right, fine. I think we are just having connection problems with him. All right, it's okay. Elder Mta, let's get on with it.
Yes.
You knew the guy for close to 10 years now, and you saw him after Aiva. As you know, freestyle, as you said, right? How was he as a person, as a human being? We're not talking about Soja Love, the artist, but as a human being, how was he, like on a person-to-person basis?
He was a very interesting character, Soja Love, because this is the Soja Love who lived with a group of friends at Rocky's house when I met him. I think there was Kina as well there. Rocky introduced them to me. He was the star. I just want to paint a picture from that time when I first met the guy. And this is a guy I gave a show at City Sports Bar at some point, sometime in 2012. This is a guy I saw get married and start to live with Bounty Lisa, his ex-wife. He spoke about his twin brother John, who died in 2014. He spoke about his life with his stepmother, whom he said kicked him out of the house in Waterfalls. He spoke about his time in South Africa when he worked in restaurants, trying to put food on the table, came back on the deathbed because of the diabetes that he suffered from. So this was by all accounts, a human being who was troubled. Soja Love lost his twin brother, lost his father when he was 5, lost his mother, lost his grandmother, was kicked out of his house. So as a person, yes, he had a normalcy in him, like all of us. The software is installed in us to be human beings, but that troubled life that he suffered from a very young age, those losses that he had throughout his life, including the divorce. That Bounty Lisa divorce, it also contributed to who Soldier Love was as a person. So to describe him, you can't pick and choose when you're describing Soldier Love. You have to put everything in there. You have to put the artist. You have to put the human being installed, in any one of us, even before birth. The socialization, the losses. So he was a complex character that you needed really to understand really well in order for you to get along with him. Otherwise, without knowing or having this background, without understanding him in that manner, you would never get along with Soldier Love, because he had so much, he had so many contradictions. There was so much in him that contributed to who he was as a person.
Interesting. This is why we invited you, Zimdancehall, because these are some of the things that we don't know. I'm sure a lot of people didn't know. Soldier Love, restaurants in South Africa. These are some of the things that he never really opened up about to the media, or even I think to some of the people that were around him. I think there was only a few people that he trusted with information. Hence, there is a lot of misinformation or misconception about him, and we thank you for shedding light on that. Elder Phineas, are you with us now?
Yes.
All right.
I'm back.
Yes, you were saying something before you went off.
I was just reiterating the point that Soldier Love was not a musician; he's an artist. Like Soldier Love could make us laugh. Soldier Love he was a bit of a comedian, like if you just gave him the microphone, he would leave you in stitches. I mean, Soldier Love was an artist in every way. When Soldier Love was on stage, you could come up with a laugh that would get everybody delirious, like like those are the kind of traits about him that really made him stand above many people. Like even coming back like to his days with Soldier Love, to the days of Soldier Love in Say Colors, where there was that controversy where everybody thought that they were actually in some kind of a war, right? There was a process that was created to sort of shift the narrative in Zimdancehall, so that there's this beef between Say Colors and Soldier Love. I mean, that was all part of art, right? So now when you really look at Soldier Love, I mean, like there's so much richness about him that that is why he died at 31. I mean, he died at 31, but now look at, just scroll on anybody's phone status, your WhatsApp statuses, who is there today, right? Go to any page on Facebook. Everything literally came to a halt. Even the corporates that never used to see those guys in a different light. Everybody right now is posting about Soldier Love and everything, right? I don't think that Soldier Love was ever misunderstood. Soldier Love was what he was. I mean, like, people try to understand someone through their own perspective, right? Me, I'm a love of Zimdancehall. If I'm looking at Soldier Love, I would understand. I would look at him through his music, right? Someone else might choose and say, okay, fine. Soldier Love was always in the news for wrong reasons. He was always in the news for drugs and everything. Yes, they have every right to see him that way, because that's what they know about him. But me, personally, like, even going back to my personal relationship with Soldier Love, I think my first conversation with him was sometime in 2014, when he came to my office to take his invites for the Zimdancehall Awards. I mean, that was really the first time for me sitting down with him, having a real conversation. that boy was intelligent. I wouldn't want to lie to anybody. You know, if he spoke to Soldier Love about life, if he spoke to Soldier Love about music, if he spoke to Soldier Love about where he came from, just he had this view of where he would just see things in a different light. His light, I think, I can equate him to people like Dambudzo Marechere and people like Bob Marley, where, you know, like their intelligence was beyond their generation, right? I think when we talk of 20 years to come, Soldier Love will still be remembered, and people will be studying Soldier Love. They'll be studying his life, they'll be studying his music, because of all the musicians that I've known that have died, Soldier Love is the only musician that you can go and write a book. I'm sure even Elder Mtandazo would really want to go back and even write a book about Soldier Love, because I think it would be one of the best sellers if you are going to do a biography about Soldier Love. So in short, that's what I really knew Soldier Love to be.
All right. No, that's fine. Thank you so much for shedding light on that. You talk about him. You say that he was himself. He was Soldier Love. He was not troubled. He was not misunderstood. He was him. The way he lived, that's the way he was, right? And there was a lot about him being written in the media. I think most of the times it was just the bad stuff. It was the bad stuff. It was the drugs. It was maybe his divorce from Bound Lisa. You know, all these controversies. So where did it go wrong for him to end up like that? Did he grow up like that? Do you know about his upbringing? Where exactly can you say was the turning point for him to end up living a troubled life, so to say?
I don't think that the media hated Soldier Love. I think it'll be wrong for us to characterize like that. I mean, the media actually loved Soldier Love. That's why they would report about him every day. There's nothing that is called bad publicity. I mean, what the media does is that they just report what they see. I mean, if they say that Soldier Love did not pitch up to a show, yes, he didn't pitch up to a show. If they say that Soldier Love went to Magaya's church, he went to Magaya's church, they're just reporting facts, right? So what then matters at the end of the day is what you take away from his life, right? If Mtandazo sits down and writes about Soldier Love, it doesn't mean that he hates Soldier Love. He will write his own opinion, I think, and also I think that is what really even contributed to people actually loving him more. Why? Because they would understand about his personal struggles, because he was an embodiment of whatever we all go through. I mean, there was nothing unique about what he went through. We all have gone through turbulent times in life, and others even worse than that. So there's nobody who really has the right to judge him and everything. I think only his maker is the one that can really judge him. But him as a person, what his life was, I mean, he was a good person to so many people. I mean, like, even if you were to look at him when he went to stage, he was the only Zimdancehall artist that I would know, like, would go to the stage and have an entourage of about 30-40 youth that are around him, right? Those were people that were inspired by him. Those were people who were benefiting from him one way or the other. So you'd realize that he was a character that stood above the rest. I think he made a name for himself. That's why, even, like, as I reiterated earlier, that he died at 31, and look at the impact that he's leaving. Like, I think it's unfortunate that he died in these days where we are having these restrictions. But if there weren't restrictions, I'm sure that everything was going to come to a grinding halt in the streets. Maybe Elder Mtandazo can get in there, right?
Yeah, sure. Elder, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
All right, fine. You as a writer, as a journalist, you sometimes got maybe some details that not everybody can be privy to. You got maybe some information that you might not get to. Also, like I was saying, that a lot of the praise that he was getting was bad press, so to say. People contributed to his demand because we know that the guy was
sorry, Lovejoy. I think there's something wrong with your mic or something. I'm not quite getting what you're saying. Can you please, I don't know, come again?
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I think there's a bit of feedback somewhere. I'm not sure which of these two gentlemen has a bit of feedback,
Yeah, there's a lot of feedback here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, fine. So I was asking that, yes, Soldier Love got a lot of bad press along the way, and you as a journalist, right, you probably got more information about him that we might not even know to this day, or maybe told you some things in confidence that did not come out of the press. But how much of that bad press contributed to his demise? How much of that bad press contributed to him continuing with the sort of bad things that he was doing? And by this, I mean probably the drugs, because we know that he was taking a bit of drugs here and there, and he would be hammered in the media about it. Do you think that also contributed to him continuing to do that because he lacked people who believed in him?
No. Soldier Love embraced the lifestyle. He embraced the lifestyle that he lived. It was his life, our TV, like Jinimbi would say. May his soul rest in peace. You know, all we did was record his life. You know, put it in words, put it in picture. The interviews, you know, Soldier Love sang about drugs in his songs. It's not a secret. He even told us the names that we didn't know. We learned about some of the names of some of these drugs from his songs. He embraced the lifestyle to the fullest. You know, he lived that that life. What I'm trying to say here is that was him. That was his life. And as the media, I think it would be wrong for the media to celebrate what he was celebrating himself. So it might appear as if it was bad press, but it was simply a record of his life, of what he was doing. What am I saying? Am I saying he was wrong? Am I saying he was not supposed to take drugs? Am I saying you know, the interpretation of what I'm trying to?
Yodamta, are you still there? Okay, I think we have lost Yodamta here.
Yeah, Soldier Love lived his life, and that life was lived in public, and it's there for. I interviewed Soldier Love 5, maybe 6 times. You know, I had conversations with him of things that we never published, never got to be published, and probably never will. That was him. He embraced it, the life that he lived. So in terms of that, he got bad press. No. Soldier Love did not get press. Yeah, did not get bad press. I remember I put him on the front page of a major newspaper for the first time in March 2013, 2014, somewhere there. The front page of the Sunday Mail, you know, because he was that exceptional. And I'm not the only one. I know that H Metro did the same. The Herald, they covered him. So we covered both the good and the bad of Soldier Love, and that was him. That was his life. It can't be characterized in, you know, you can't look at it one-dimensionally and say he got bad press or he got good press. No. That was Soldier Love. We simply covered it as it was.
In terms of his lyrical content, in terms of the things that he's saying about, he's saying about life troubles. I think that was the theme of most of his songs. Life troubles, the things that he goes through every day. How much of an impact did that have? Maybe on the genre itself, on the Zimdancehall genre itself? Because now you look at the artists that are there, they're just singing about everyday life. I mean, everyday happening. They're singing about their life troubles. You think maybe everybody's taking a leap from him? Are they taking notes from what Soldier Love and probably the likes of Killer T and Winky D started?
The guy was unique. Like Phineas said, Soldier Love was a lyrical genius. You know, he told me that Chimdara inabinyore pass. You know, I don't write anything down. You know, he kept it in his head. All those lyrics, all these songs that he sang, he didn't have a book where he wrote that stuff down. That's Soldier Love for you. But more importantly, this is a guy who was a trendsetter. You know, he gave us new words. if we had a dictionary for street lingo, Soldier Love would have contributed significantly to that dictionary, because he gave us you know, new words, new everything. We learned about the language that people were using in Bare, in whatever ghetto that one knows or comes from, you know, from Soldier Love. You know, he was a trendsetter like that. So that's only a tiny bit of trying to understand his lyrical content or his thinking or his genius. You look at his music from Ndongo Simza Bzoronge Gumkum, you know, to that song he sang for his mother. You know, Dai Upenywa Itengwa. You can tell that, you know, he's talking about you know, stripping some woman off their clothes, and on the other hand, he's singing about you know, the love he had for his mother, and how he wishes, you know, he could have managed to buy my market. That's okay. This is a guy who did who sang about everything, you know, stuff that, you know, happened in his life, and he was a trendsetter. Soldier Love was something else. Yes, we are taking a leaf from him, but I think it will be simplifying it too much. Every artist is unique in their own way. You know, look at Jasik now. Look at all these. You look at Jam Master, you would think that, you know, it's all been done, and then someone like Jam Master comes along and says, "Hello, Mari." You know, every artist is a bit unique in their own way, and I think Soldier Love, yes, he was in a league of his own, but he contributed, yes, on that aspect. Yes, he contributed significantly, not just to the dancehall genre, but to the language, to the culture. You know, he fused hip hop, dancehall, ghetto life. You know, he fused it all and created something of his own in terms of contribution, lyrically, musically, culturally. I would put him.
Okay, thank you so much, Elder Mta.
I'll put him up.
Okay, all right. I'll come back to you, Elder Phineas. You pioneered the Zimdancehall Awards. They had a lot of controversy. There were a lot of talking. People didn't buy in them at first, and then, you know, a lot of things were said. One of the people, if I'm not mistaken, who received the very first award, he has to be Soldier Love. He was also amongst the main recipients of those awards. Despite all his troubles, despite all the sort of bad influence that he had, all the bad language that he used, you still went on and rewarded him for his music, despite some of the things that were coming out of his music. Why is that so? Why did you reward a man who was troubled, so to speak?
Okay, maybe to just correct you a bit, I think Soldier Love was rewarded by his works and was rewarded by the fans, because the Zimdancehall Awards were about the fans. You know, like at the time where we started the Zimdancehall Awards, I think one of the reasons was to then shed a different light of what Zimdancehall is really about. I mean, like at the time we started the Zimdancehall Awards, I think Zimdancehall was seen as bad influence to society. Actually, if people had their way, they would have actually stopped the Zimdancehall, right? But it was a force, it was a wave. There was no way you could stop a force that was sweeping through every street. Like those days it was in the ghetto and everything, but eventually it crossed Samora and came all the way to the other sides of the parts, and it even went beyond the borders and everything. You know, you still remember that those days Zimdancehall was seen as what would I say, as a threat to the culture, as a threat to the youth and everything. But I think what those guys were, the reason why Soja Love would get his awards and everything, because he deserved them, right? And also the reason why we then felt that Zimdancehall awards needed to come in was that, yes, they were traditional awards, right? Zimdancehall was the most popular genre at that time, but you never had anybody in Zimdancehall being nominated, let alone being awarded in most of these other awards that existed. I mean, it was Zimdancehall honestly did not fit their criteria. Nothing wrong with that. So that's why we came up with Zimdancehall Awards. And Soja Love was what we wanted in our criteria. It was an embodiment of what we wanted. I mean, he represented the streets. He was popular in the streets. I mean, like, eventually, I think Zimdancehall managed to grow into something that is like accepted in the mainstream. Like that was one of the reasons why we started the Zimdancehall Awards. We tried to come in with a corporate buy-in. It was very difficult, right, at that time, but now eventually look where we are right now. I mean, most of the Zimdancehall Awards are most of the Zimdancehall artists are the ones that have got most of these endorsements and everything. So Zimdancehall has now come mainstream, and it's like it's changed the terrain of the Zimbabwean music forever. I don't think there's any other genre that will come and have this much impact and everything. Other genres, yes, will come and will hear them, and they will make their impact in a certain way. But now, getting down to the youth culture, to the ghetto and everything, like, I think Zimdancehall would remain the strongest force. Why? Because when you look at people like Soja Love, what they sang what they went through every day. Like, I could resonate with what he was singing through, what he was singing. Why? Because he would sing about drugs, right? Who doesn't know that drugs are smoked in the ghetto, right? If anything, it was a call for help. I mean, if we suppress this voice, then how are we going to know that there were drugs being done? How are we going to know about Mtoriro, right? How are we going to know about Kushamira, Kuhapura? Like, I mean, he came out and he would sing what the ghetto youth would go through every day. Soja Love, yes, people might he could have done drugs. Yes, maybe he would have done drugs, but he was certainly not proud about it. He would always say that I want to be a better person, right? He would fight. He had these battles, he had these fights, and eventually death got the better of him. But I mean, throughout his life, he was fighting. I mean, when we start to really look at the issue of drugs, I mean, like it. But for me, like, look at what his life, what he had to strive, what he had to go through his life. I mean, he had a terrible childhood. It was a difficult childhood. At one time, he was homeless, and at one time, like, he got married, he got divorced. He would always wish that he would want to leave a child on this earth. Eventually, I don't know, but it seems like there's no child out there that we know about him. But it was one of his wishes, like, it was one of his prayers when he was always praying to God and saying that, could you just come through for me? So, I mean, like, Soja Love was somebody who would come out there and just give us a real story of who he was without hiding anything. Huh? That's how powerful Soja Love was.
All right, fine. So we managed to get hold of Fantan, DJ Fantan. Unfortunately, he could not join us. So we'll try to play his voice note that he sent to us. We hope we can hear it.
Right.
Okay.
Soja Love, munaida music na moyo wake we tuseme akachinja kuta zvibinduri kutiza kumba kuti akwanise kunogara achiita zvemusic asina pekugara achingoda kuwana access yekurekoda. Chero zvake anga nebheto yaakanga anayo kubva kudhara yeSugar Diabetes, still aingoda music ane Sugar Diabetes kudaro zvokuti munhu aiwa kustudio nemamedication ake kuti mutambo wadugara kudheni but angutora kuti ndozvibaya nguva yakati ndotozvibaya. Ndi munhu anga ane love vanhu ukatarisa ndiye kuti anga control Zimbabwe. ndiye munhu wekuti aifamba nemadancers aisvika kana 10.
All right, so that's just a snippet of what DJ Anthony is talking about the man that is. That's what I hope you could get it. He talked about his passion for music, which he passed on to a lot of young people. But because we've got other things to do, I want to cut this short. Eldanta, are you still there? All right, fine.
Yes, I'm here.
I want to ask, what will be Soldier Love's legacy in the music industry? What will be his most prized legacy? What will he be remembered for?
Is that question to me?
Yeah,
Eldanta.
you know, simple things first. You know, you definitely first of all will be remembered for all the hit songs, all the good music that he gave us. You know, just adjacent to my offices, I can hear, you know, the music blasting from the Soldier Love's music blasting from every car out there. So definitely, we will remember. We still listen to System Chajida. We still listen to Tongai Moyo. We still listen to Leonard Dembo, even Bob Marley. You know, 40 years later. So he, first of all, he will be remembered for his music. You will remember him through his music. The issue of legacy itself, it's you know, it's a bit tricky. You know, books are written, you know, just to justify a legacy or to make it more clear. But like I said previously, Soldier Love was a unique artist who contributed immensely to the music industry in Zimbabwe. Yes, of course, we can zero it down, you know, try to bring it down to the dancehall genre, where he spiced things up. He sang about things that people did not previously have the guts to sing about. He gave us, you know, new language, you know, introduced us to the real hardcore ghetto streets that people only, you know, hear about and they've never experienced. So Soldier Love, I think he will be remembered for the contribution, for his massive contribution to the music industry as a whole.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Elder. And lastly, Elder, where would Love rank amongst the legends of music in Zimbabwe? Elder Mta talked about Tongai Moyo, he talked about all these guys, Leonard Dembo. We listen to them. I think 30 years later, we still listen to them. Where does Soldier Love rank amongst that crop of artists?
Can you pick me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I think it was a breed. I think is the first hero of the new, if I could say, like all the guys from the old time. So in the new crop, I think it will be cut up the rest, because I think that's what he was. I mean, he was just powerful and yeah, forever missed him.
All right. Thank you so much for coming through, Elder Phineas and Elder Mta. I know he's left, probably he's busy, but we'll try to get as many people as possible to just share their experiences with the man that was Soldier Love. We know he had an impact on a lot of people. We know he interacted with a lot of people from different backgrounds, and we want to hear as much as we can about him. Like I said at the top of the show, that a lot of things were said about him. A lot of things were written about him that we didn't know, and it's good that we have got people that were so close to him sharing the side that we probably didn't know. So that said, thank you so much for coming through to the show, and we acknowledge your comments. We see them. Thank you so much, and we join you in mourning the man that was Soldier Love. May his soul rest in peace and may his family be comforted in these trying times. We hope to be giving you as much information as possible as time goes on. To conclude the show, I want to play an interview that he did, I think, about two years ago on a local radio station. I think it was Star FM. We just want to play that and then hear the man himself, how he thought about himself, what he thought about his battles, because he was a man who was fighting a lot of battles. So I'll leave you watching that. May God richly bless you and your families. May you continue to watch all our programs. Until next time.
I'm diabetes. Life young children, Parito, Pandibana. Don't know in the store, I got to Garabana. She was singing some dictators and look at us busy. Okay. When the Gatas are well show, it wasn't a donor on the sugar. And took one so store and runs his own wood. I got to have my tracks. Banana as wombos here. Life young. I don't know, I never do the pound. I don't know, one as I got 100. See, like my son, donor manager, first one knows what is. I don't want to meet up on the single guy, which is Angami. I don't wish I Jackson through Kenya airport. Yes, what a zigam leg, Jim, a big bag. About Kurega at Niger Nosi. Can always manage. Since as at home. But Zimangwanda travel little now and do fire manage. Didn't wrong. Kuvan. But from Munea and Aston was out in the ports and the fire, no longer when each other. Me marry young cat. First young winnet on the young when you're one attracts. So to one gum namato, Marwan, big one says and no tells. The Garanda Chena. We go farther where I want to know tell you. And this signores in Jesus and nobody was an inch to an Iran. Long ago, in the Chavi when it was very Haramba, but didn't do to them. So that tower of places, she says, my song and that good. I bow Bamiro.
Then will be waiting.
So sometimes I try to sing reality because and I am the push and the sing. And I am the double story and the sing.
Vavengi mdatin kanandafa tapinda mungu